loads of content. It seems to be very much high quality.
Quality over quantity wins every single time, because quality, I don't want to be a bitch to the algorithm. You know, I don't want to be the thumbnail guy. I don't want to be chasing likes. I don't want to be chasing follows. I want to incorporate this into my life, and I don't want this idea of having to be a slave to posting on YouTube or posting on Instagram every single time. And I think people resonate with that. It's not because I'm creating content to acquire new subscribers and new followers. I'm creating content for the people that already subscribed. So I've kind of taken YouTube in an entire different approach.
Guys, today I'm going to show how to edit a podcast video in offline mode. I have selected all the PNG photos which I wanted to edit this podcast.
Even with YouTube, it's not like you...
And I play the video. And I drag and drop the icon of YouTube, according to how we speak.
Even with YouTube.
And I will adjust it. And I will add the keyframes for this animation.
It's not you put out.
I will set the sound effect according to the animation of the YouTube icon.
Even with YouTube, it's not like you put out
I'll adjust the audio animation.
content.
Then I will add the another PNG according to he speaks. And I'll add the keyframes. You can see how I'm editing. You can do according to how I do. Then I will add the sound effect according to the animation like before. Then add the PNG photos and all the photos according to me. That is wanted for our edit. You can apply your own photos and PNG photos for your video. I am adding all the PNG photos which I wanted for this edit. I'll show in fast mode, and you can add the animation like before who I did. And I'll add the sound effects that I wanted for this animations. You can see how I'm editing. I am adding the low fade effect here with keyframes. You can apply anything for your video according to the person who is in the video speaks. Look how the animation was. It's pretty good. Right now, I'm adjusting the clips to make everything line up smoothly. I'm cutting out the unnecessary parts to keep the pacing clean and engaging. And toward the end of this section, I'm adding keyframes to create more dynamic movement and make the final video look more polished. And you can follow the step that I am doing here. Okay, follow my step. I'll show all the things which I Now that the basic setup is done, I'm going through the timeline to make the podcast flow better. Here, I'm cutting out long pauses, fixing uneven volume levels, and lining up the video clips so everything stays in sync. I'm also adding simple transitions to keep the visuals smooth without distracting from the conversation. This part of the edit is all about making the podcast cleaner and easier to watch. Now I'm adding PNG photos that match what the speaker is saying. First, I place each image at the exact moment it needs to appear. Then I adjust the size and position so it fits the frame properly. After that, I add keyframes to create a smooth fade-in effect. This helps highlight important points and makes the video more engaging and easier to follow. After adding the fade-ins, I review the timing to make sure each PNG appears naturally with the dialogue. If something feels off, I adjust the keyframes or move the clip slightly on the timeline. This step keeps the pacing smooth and makes every visual feel intentional and well synced with the podcast audio. Next, I go through each image to add small refinements. I check the motion from the keyframes to be sure the fade-in is smooth and not too fast. Then I match the visuals with the speaker's tone, so the images support the point being made. This final polishing helps the edit feel more professional and keeps the viewer focused. Now that all the adjustments and keyframes are done, here's the final output. You can see how the cuts, images, and fade-in effects come together to create a clean and polished podcast edit. Let's take a look at the finished result. Here is the output.
Loads of content. It seems to be very much high quality.
Quality over quantity wins every single time because quality, I don't want to be a bitch to the algorithm. You know, I don't want to be the thumbnail guy. I don't want to be chasing likes. I don't want to be chasing follows. I want to incorporate this into my life, and I don't want this idea of having to be a slave to posting on YouTube or posting on Instagram every single time. And I think people resonate with that. It's not because I'm creating content to acquire new subscribers and new followers. I'm creating content for the people that already subscribed. So I've kind of taken YouTube in an entire different approach.